everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, summer is back, shirts are back, and it's time to go knock some meadows. Again, the 99 Mowers are on, just had the tea, we're being ahead of ourselves today. So this video is going to be mowing, was to be mowing what was to be mowed tomorrow, but we're starting today. If that makes any sense. Fire up, and we get knocking. Size of an 11-foot wide front door. Just snake it in. Just. And we are away. There is no mucking about in this video. We are getting stuck into it. So, we are currently mowing arable silage. So, it is a grass seed and barley mix. Not going too bad there now. So, I have my mowers turned up just to not skin the ground too tight. I might have to make a few adjustments there. I see a little bit of play there now. We're on very peaty ground, so have to be careful for wet spots. But we should be pretty good though. We should be pretty good. So the first round of the field done, and we'll chat a bit more about it. But yeah, we're getting her down. Mowing away here on the third round. You know we're on bog. You definitely know that the most of this field is next to bog, peaty ground. You can feel the softness in the ground, especially when you lift the mowers. You can kind of feel her sitting back. But we're absolutely flying it here. We're doing 7.5 kilometers an hour. Absolutely whacking it down. That bit of soil that you can see is, so I just got out and checked, is just the kind of the indent, the tire is leaving on the ground. Just that bit is kind of sinking down and just tearing a little bit. It's nothing to do with actually the mower is going too tight, which is just going very nice now, very happy. Trying to get out, look at the crop now when we get it done. So this field right now at the minute is a job we've received this year. We've actually done, this is probably the most received we've done in a long time this year. And this is one of the jobs Rory done. Rory done everything in this field. He distant, he para-harded, he done it all. And he got a great job done in it because it is very, very level. Compared to what this was, this is one of them all unlevel kind of boggy fields is what this was. And the job that Rory got done in this, like I'm bombing along here, absolutely no loss on me at all. Brilliant, so it's absolutely brilliant. You send him a picture now just to show him the fruits of his labour. But yeah, no, we are just bombing along here. So what's in this is, when we were receiving it, farmer wanted to put grass seed, and he said, be a chance could be putting a lock of barley. So we had a lock of seed barley over. I can't just remember when this was sown. Had to have been sometime around the middle of May. If I'll have a route in the phone there to see can I find a picture. Yeah, so the farmer wanted a bit of grass and the barley in it, and this is going for baling. So we'll show you, but the grain is in the milky stage. It's tight on the head of the plant, so it's not going to shed. I can show you when we get out. But so that's what the farmer wanted. So this is going for baling, and we're not grouping it so as to get a good wilt in it because there's quite a lot of juice in the crop. So just to get that bit of wilt to dry it up a little bit before it gets baled. So yeah, that's what we're at. So other jobs that we have to do, or other bits of mowing, we have cuts of 50 acres I think to do tomorrow morning, the Wholecrop, and then we have to go and mow silage for our customers. So you get to see kind of a spectrum of what is mowed. But this won't take too long. It's an L-shaped field, and we are quite literally down to the last few runs. It really is just bombing along. Try to show you what it looks like from outside. So just to show you what it's looking like, a cross section you could say. So you can see the barley, you can see the grass, you can also see some nettles where I am at the minute. You can see some of the other weeds that are coming up. All them, you know, you can see that lovely red shank which plagued our multi-species sward. But so that's what we're cutting. This is what it looks like when we have it cut. So we are cutting high just to try and glide over it to try and avoid turning up. Most of that clay you see is just from the tires. When I lifted the mower in the middle of the field over there, I can tell you something for nothing. As soon as them mowers come up, I was in the middle of the field. I could feel her getting, pulling and climbing. You can see how the grain, after being mowed through the conditioner, you know, it's all still intact because it's at such an early stage of heading out. The grain is very intact, you know, it's going to hold on to the grain quite easily. The grain is at what we call the milky stage, so if I pull one off, it's easier said than done when you have two hands. It's at the milky stage, so it's not, we describe as milky, cheesy and hard. Milky stage, easy digestible. It's going to hang on to the wheelbarrow road. I hope it's not going to affect it in any way, shape or form, as in grain loss or that. So, but at the milky stage you can bale it, get away with it. Cheesy stage is where we'll be crimping and whole cropping, where it's easy milled and cracked and lovely that way. When it's hard, it takes a good bit of processing. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. That is what you could call kind of arable silage. It is arable silage, it's not in peas or that, it's just grass seed and thrown a lock of barley in with it. We finished this little square here and it's done, and then we'll be back 2 days time, bale it up and see how much the ground is dried out. And I think we might make a video of baling it because last week was very busy with pits and we actually made nearly 400 bales last week, but we've done a lot of pit silage. 3 big customers out of the way, one this week, and yeah, but there's a lot of baling on for this week, so we'll probably bring you along for that too. Get this square knocked out, and that's us finished. So just waiting for it to stop spinning and fold. Up. That's us done. So hopefully we don't get stuck trying to get out, so we'll just stay nice and close to this top edge. So we'll bring you back here when we go to bale this, just to show you how it finished up. It looks like there is a huge crop of stuff on it, but it will reduce, and it's how much is it going to reduce, how many bales is there going to be off of. That's the thing, it's hard to know until we bale it. So we'll bring you to just show you, for anyone else who thinks of doing something like this, give you an idea of how many bales, or the kind of what it looks like to what you actually get off it. Anyways, we'll bale her back to the yard and we'll leave her ready for morning. So I want to give her a bit of a wash, just clean up the windows, and I want to wash out the radiator. That's the big thing with this tractor running the butterfly mowers, is keep the radiator washed, and she has no issues with getting hot. Don't keep the radiator washed, she starts getting hot and bothered, but keep it washed. Head bright and early in the morning to go mow just under 50 acres for Wholecrop. Onward we go. And it is morning. It is time to bale on to the first job of today, which is mowing for Wholecrop. We have to go on and mow 14 acres or that for silage for baling, a couple of different spots. And I think Father Phil's going to be mowing for some of the day too, with the single John Deere mower back around home, just to make sure it all gets done. But yeah, all my pre-checks are done, so she's all good from yesterday. Checked all the oils this morning. Good to go. And we are mowing away here. Again, this is a crop of spring wheat undersown with grass. It's just at that milky to cheesy stage. It's more ripe than what we were mowing yesterday or earlier in the video, and mowing very nice now, very nice. A nice job. Proofing it for the farmer that we're working for, so that his contractor can come in and lift it. He wanted a group so that, because it's just that little bit more right, that just to take away the chance of shedding any of the grain through mowing it and raking it. Oh, it's a lovely crop. It's a very, very clean crop. There is nothing but grass out there. I want to show you, we've quite a bit to do. This is just the first field. So we've, I think, 6 or 7 fields to do on that, with one across it laying up there. But yeah, I don't know, I might stick up the drone when we get into the middle of this field maybe, or in further, I don't know. Mowing up fierce well. I'm well happy with that. It's looking like a good job. So round's done off the field there now. We are cutting a high stubble, leaving somewhere around 3 inches, 3-4 inches there on the stubble. Nice even sward and stuff coming out behind me. We get into the centre of it now. I think I'll put up the, no I won't, I'll leave the drone to an inside field where there's a bit, you know, background stuff all done. I think it'll look not too bad. We'll just keep banging away here and we get this all done. And that is the first field mowed. I'll show you how she's spooling down. They're folded. So you can see the stubble length that we're leaving. So we're leaving a good stubble length there. That's what I was asked to do. So you can see there we are kept my finger. But still, it's pulping up fierce well, and I can't get over how clean it is. It's shocking clean. There doesn't seem to be a thistle, a weed, just grass and wheat. But yeah, it's a big crop of stuff now. Anyways, we'll go on to the next field, other side of the lane. I think it's quite small, so I might stick the camera down and time lapse. So we are in the third field. It seems to be heavier. It's also riper, as you can see. Really big swart of stuff coming out behind me. You can tell that it's riper just by looking at the heads. It's just that more golden or crisp. Let's get out for a minute, stretch the legs, see what the next field is like. So yeah, you can see how much more ripe this is. So if I pull a grain off, squeeze it, yeah, that's at the cheesy stage now. Just starting to get hard. 2 more fields after this one, and then we'll be on our way to some more silage. Happy days. Spoke a bit too soon, driving along, bang. As you can tell by the size of the hole, we have a fairly sizable stone. Took it out of the ground. So I'll peg it out of the way. Doesn't seem to have done any damage except for broken knife, took off a knife, and I think I want to change that knife too. Yeah, that knife the same, maybe the next knife in as well. Yeah, right, got a few knives to change, so yeah, we'll get that done. But yeah, spoke to. So it currently looks like knives is not my only trouble. So I just happened to, when I was taking knives out, I was like, tractor seems a bit low. I thought I topped that up. So I looked under the tractor, and sure enough, she was. So I think it's a solenoid. Just sending pictures to Father Phil to confirm, and then we have to figure out how to get that fixed, get oil, and yeah. Problem is, when you're not close to home, these things tend to happen, and it's a right pain. Oh, I suppose hit the stone, figure out you're losing oil, better than realise you're losing oil by it going grrr and giving out to you that you have no oil. The joys of the job. And we are under the tractor. Father Phillips came. This is the bit we have to put in. So, new pressure regulator switch up in there. Gonna have to get under or clean this all up later because it's quite dirty, but that's what we have. And that's where we have to put it. And we are going again. We are fixed, touch wood, fingers crossed, that's all we have to put up with for today. We're going again. So I think this is the heaviest I've mowed so far. It looks to be massive pile of stuff behind me now. So great to be back now. A couple of hours lost there. Not going to get the bit of reseeding I plan to do this evening done, or a bit harrowing for reseeding, but it is what it is. We can't win them all. It's the joys of machinery. That we broke down in, and everything seems fine. Touch wood, stays that way. You will know it's from the drone footage which we just had up. There's them two little strips there. That's just where I hit a stone and knocked all the knives off one of the discs on the front mower, and I just cleared it with the back mowers, and that's what that was. This one and one more and we will be done. So yeah, we're getting there. Unfold and away we go. So this video is becoming a tale of woe. Another issue, another hour and a half lost, 2 hours lost, 2 hours nearly. Yeah, so mowing away, next thing, mad screeching. I knocked everything off, and they were starting and there was howling, and we were front mower and we were back mower, and it was in the front, and it was the PTO, everything seemed fine, and so on and so forth. And eventually Father Phil rung one of his mates, was on N39s, you probably know him, the Youngs, and they said to check two specific things that he couldn't see till I went looking. Our clip has broke off our air pipe from the turbo, and what's happening is she's losing her power through the the break in the pipe, and she's letting off, and that's what's creating the noise. So I had 2 cable ties. I put them on it. They're coming up with some bits to me, and we're going to see now whether this works or not. Cable ties, if I had good thick ones, I might be a bit more optimistic. Them ones will probably blow off, but this is all that's left to do. I'm going to, I was told, don't have to worry about it. If that's what clip off, that's exactly what it is. Power away. I'm going to be down on power if the cable tie breaks again. If my cable tie breaks, which probably will. So just have to see how we get on. But they're on the way up, and they might have some heavier cable ties. So I'll put the camera back down, and yeah, let's, fingers crossed, we actually get this done. And we are away again. Father Phil and Mother Phil are just leaving. They come up just to like double check everything. It's just one of these things. I'm not a mechanic. I'm never going to claim that I am a mechanic. I'd like to class myself as a very good operator, or, you know, a reasonably good operator. I can work machinery. I can drive through the machines through the pin of a die of a needle. But I'm not bloody great when it comes to trying to solve problems with machinery. Go mow this bit of grass for this man, and yeah, well, at long last, it's nearly 12 hours since I was up here. Yeah, 12 hours. Oh, anyways, I suppose about 5 of them were sitting around trying to figure out what was wrong and waiting for bits. But oh look, it's the joys of machinery. And the first thing that happened, the losing the dial, I was lucky I hit that stone, because I could have kept driving till I got the light to say I had no oil in the back end, which would have been not good, because there was no way of telling you were losing oil. A friend of my father used to say it's better be born lucky than rich. Anyways, good bit, huh? Working away here, but I'm a bit short on the rear lights. So we were working the last day. Currently all I have is one lonely side light. Top lights and not that one. And that was working the last day, so yeah, we're nearly done. It's just another 2 runs. It's just a bit that the farmer has to 0 grades, the whole field is 0 grades, and this is just the strong thing he wanted done. So it's not going to take us too long. And now we are baiting on. Time to bait on down the road. And it is the next day, and we are going off to finish up the last bit of mowing that I should have done yesterday. Unfortunately, with all the breakdowns, I just didn't do it. Father Phil was, if I go do it at night, at that hour of the night, you can be guaranteed something else is going to go wrong. So we just have to. We're going to go mow it now. I want to give a shout out to Rena and Reese. Your dad asked me to give you a mention just as we were working on his farm there, and you can see what your father is doing there, cutting a bit of arable silage, so he asked me to give you a shout out. And anyways, so yeah, we're going to bait on and get the next bit of meadows down, fill up with like a diesel, and we get the next bit, a few meadows down. And they're going off a pit silage there now. Our new worker Lee, he's on the pit, so that means I'm getting away. I kind of feel like I'm being put out of a job, but look, it is power what it is. It means I get to go on and get other work done. But we're getting through it now. We are definitely getting through it. We'll be on. So we're here now. So we can start mowing from here up, but the field opens up into a larger field above. But before I start, I think I should swap to light them up. But I need to adjust the top links, front and back, because we were cutting at that 4-inch height. We'll turn these back to that 1.5 to 2 inches cutting height. So I just need to lengthen the top links to get my adjustments. One more. And we are mowing some silage, nice crop stuff on it. Ground is a bit soft, so we're leaving it in narrow roads. Hopefully it's dry before we come up to road and bale it. Let the ground dry a bit. It does look a bit soft here. crossing is, it's all kind of back down with all the rain we've had. It's actually quite tight to the ground, and it's maybe not just mowing as nice as I'd like. And there is a crossing point where if I turn the mower any higher to the ground, she skins it there, turn it back a little bit, and then she leaves a bit. So it is a bit of a 6 1/2, doesn't it? Better leave a bit than skin it tight, especially with how wet this ground is. It's travelling alright, but the bottom end down there is quite soft. So hopefully it will dry out before we come with the baler. The Rose gonna roll it up this evening just to get more access to the ground to let that dry even better. Because whatever about the silage wilting, getting the ground to dry out underneath it is nearly more important. It's just all the rain we've had, it's all kind of bet down into itself, which just makes for a tougher bit of mowing. But sure, look at it's the same most places you go. We'll get it done. Just take a bit more time. We've 2 more fields to do after this. Not very big. I think there might be 3 acres between the 2 of them, but it will not take very long. But we'll get them done all the time. Keep on mowing.
I don't know what's going on. I've been roaming way too long, sleeping in the pickup.
And that is us finished. So that's all. Well, I think I actually have to go mowing with single mower to a job where I can't get in with this outfit. That's the mowing for this video. So nice, actually lovely crop stuff here. This fields we were seeded. Ground is wet. We're in Leitrim at the minute, and ground is wet out here. I thought you might say, that's an awful big thing to be bringing to Leitrim, to wet ground. One thing we found, and I was told about this, and using it this last year, we had ground was dry, was no bother, but this year it's tricky now. But it is a far better job than the single mower. It's much easier on ground. It's hard to explain. This will be our 2nd week. Last week was the 1st week back at silage. This week is 2nd, and next week is looking good, 3rd week, and it's looking like that'll finish up nearly all the silage. But the first bit of mowing we done, flew through it, no bother. And then when the harvesters and trailers come, that's when you realise just how sticky the ground was. And butterfly mowers, you're getting 3 swarts, you have a 1/3 less travelling on the ground. When you let all the mowers down, you're taking all the weights off the tractor. It's a great job for mowing soft ground. It's hard to explain until you actually see it. But it worked out the finest out this way. But she is an impressive machine. Impressive bit of kit. Still can't get over we have butterfly mowers. But anyways, look, we're going to leave it at that for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully a nice long one after a good few short ones. So we're going to go home now, get something to eat, and I don't know whether I'm going baling or mowing with the John Deere mower. I have a very small 3 gardens to mow for our lad. That's just won't get in with this mower, so we'll go with the John Deere. But I don't know, am I mowing or going baling and then going mow? I don't know. But we're going to film, so the bit I'll be baling later today is the bit we mowed first in this video. I'll be filming that just to show you how that finished up, how the crop condensed and that. So yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Summer is back, shirts are out, and it's good to see some dry weather at long last. We're going to leave it at that for today's video. Hope you're all getting on okay at silage and no one is getting stuck and bogged and all the rest. And that is it for me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. Good luck.